Okay, here we are. This is a video that I did a little while ago. I was making some lights. I wanted to have my, podcast, live stream, YouTube channel going. And I had to make some lights because I didn't want to spend any money on fancy lighting or ring lights or anything weird like that. So I looked around in my garage and I found some things that were just lying there. I had some lights that I found in the garbage at some place, and they came with bulbs. So they were supposed to be for outside, like on the side of a building. And you can see here I have a computer cord. I just chopped it right off. And so I figured that should be a good enough cord for the 300 watts of lights that I was going to be lighting up. So my thinking there is that the cord was sold with a 300 watt power supply for a regular desktop computer. So there we go. You should always make sure that you have the proper gauge of wiring for your whatever project you're going to be doing. And you can also see that I have just a chunk of wood on my workbench there. It's just a piece of plywood that was lying around in the garage. I had a electrical box lying around in my box of electrical stuff, and I think that was probably about $3. So you can still kind of see the price tag on it, little orange thing on there. And so right now I'm stripping the wires for my off of my computer cord, and this will take a while. I did this, and the reason I'm doing this with you'd call it a separate voiceover track, because I recorded this on a really crappy old cell phone. The video quality is not too bad, but the sound was just terrible. And I probably didn't feel like yelling too much because my neighbor was just outside. And he would think I'm nuts just yelling to myself in my garage. And what else I could tell you about this here. Yeah, this is a little bit of a longer video. You could always go through, I don't know, maybe a couple more minutes into this or speed it up. But here's me trying to strip wire. Oh, isn't that exciting? Well, that little stringy thing, I figured that out, and it's like, that's how it cuts the outside insulation. And then we'll separate it into the... It should have what should it have? I don't know if that had a ground wire or not. Let's see what it turns out to be. I'm pretty sure there should be a ground wire on there too, and a black and white one. This is a bit of a surprise for me too. I'm living in the past here. What's that? Green wire. Green wire is that's your ground, or the British would call that the earth wire. So I'll just attach that. I'll have to attach the white to the white, the black to the black, and then the green. I'll put that. I'm pretty sure I hooked that up to the box. All right. So here we are. We're watching the paint dry. Oh, well, hey, what the heck? I figured I'd just put this video on YouTube to demonstrate that you don't really need a whole lot of expensive. You don't need to spend a lot of money on your lighting if you have a YouTube channel. And this is an example of how I did it. And I'm just... stripping some more insulation off the wires there, giving it a little twist. And what else you could tell there I was wearing my old parka which I bought at a secondhand store years ago up in Sudbury. And my parka was I think it was originally sold at the Bay in Canada. It's a downfilled coat, but it's probably about 30, 40. I would guess it's at least 40 years old, and the down isn't really that fluffy anymore. It's not the warmest, but I use it out in the garage, and I don't care if I get it dirty. Yeah, when I was in Sudbury, there was a. It must be a good coat because there was this homeless guy walking around, and I had the same coat as a homeless guy, and he wore it all the time. So I had to get a new coat, so I wasn't looking homeless chic. Okay, what am I doing here now? Okay, that's going to be. I'm using a screwdriver to pop out a little. I don't know. You can pop and twist these little tabs out of the box, and you can see the camera shaking there because I had this little camera stand that was right on top of my stereo, my old stereo that I listened to in the garage. And so it's a little bit jiggly. The stereo's on top of a milk crate, and we're just okay. We're tightening the wire down so that you can't pull it. You can't pull it back out again. And there we go. It's not an earthquake. We're shaking here again, and there we go. Earthquake. Ah. There we go. It's pretty exciting so far, isn't it? Okay. What else can I tell you here? Just make sure your connections are always nice and snug. If your connections are nice and snug, then your wire won't pull out. And there we go. I'm giving it a little check there. Maybe it needs a little bit more. That if you're and that is used, that funny looking screwdriver I had with the red on the handle, that's a Robertson screwdriver. I don't know if you're in Canada, you know what the Red Robbie is. It's I think it's a number 2. Oh, I forget the exact number, but it's the red one is the one you use most of the time. Then you have a smaller, I don't know, there's different colors associated with different screw and with different screw sizes. Yeah, so there's the what I found in the garbage, and it's they were made out of metal, and they were used on the outside of a building somewhere, I guess, and they were in the dumpster, so I took them. And then here's a bag I have of wire nuts or morettes. They go by different names, so I kind of keep a little Ziploc bag of those if I don't really throw them out. And I got some older ones, newer ones, used ones, new ones, bigger ones, smaller ones. I guess it's. I'm sure there's some chart you could look at, and you could pick the correct size for whatever wire you want. But you just got to you have to make sure that when you're putting your wire nut to attach these two wires together, when you screw it on there, you can feel it actually gripping the wire and tightening it. So it's good. You're starting at first with your hands, and then you just screw on the wire nut or the moret, if you want to call it that. Yeah, there we go. Turn it around clockwise. And these other guys were together, and I was kind of taking a guess here. I think, if I'm not mistaken, one of the wires that I was attaching it to, they look like they're both white, but one had a black stripe on it. So the one with the black stripe, that would be your, I don't know. Some people call them positive, negative. Some call them neutral and hot, and but black goes to black, and white goes to white. If you have a red one in there, then you're dealing probably with a 3-way switch, and that's all kind of weird. So that's where you got to go to Dr. YouTube and look up some more specific videos than just some guy in his garage messing around with some lights he found in the garbage. Yep, there's the Red Robbie again. Yeah, the Robertson screwdriver looks like it looks like a square. I know they sell it in Canada, and I don't think it's used very much anywhere else except for Canada. But I prefer that to the Phillips or the Star head. The screws seem to strip less. All right, there we go. Looks like I'm thinking what to do next. There we go. Hanging out in the garage. There. What else can I tell you about? Yeah, that little brush that's over by the drill press base. That was my grandfather's years ago. It was used for. It's actually got horsehair in it, and it was used in a barbershop. I think, and it's got some writing in French on it. So I think my grandfather got that somewhere in Quebec on a road trip with the family years ago. And I just use that little brush to brush off little bits of, I don't know, sawdust or little metal shavings off my drill press. That's what the base is. That's where that little brush is sitting. Okay, and putting in the light bulbs, also free. And I even got some backups lying around too. I got we're just kind of screwing those in, and they were 150 watt bulbs, both of them. They're not LED, they're the old school. So it'll use a little bit of electricity, and I guess I gotta clean them up while I'm putting them in. Yeah, okay. Well, it looks like we're past the halfway point for this video. And okay, everything's all nice and snug. And so what I do here is I'm gonna plug it in just to see if it works, just to see if anything blows up, but well, just to see if it works. And then if it does work, then I can attach the base of the lights to the box. And then see, you don't want to put it all together, screw it all together, and then you try it and it doesn't work, and you got to take it all apart again to fix a connection. So I believe I plugged it in here. What have I got? Oh, big extension cord. Looks like I got to get that ready. So now, what else can I tell you here? What else would you be looking at? In the top right, you can see just a tiny little bit of blue in the top right. That is a little vacuum, a little cordless vacuum that I use for the car. And I use it for my workbench sometimes if there's sawdust on it or whatever. Okay, let's plug it in. Does it work? Hey, we got light. Not too shabby. Nice bright lights. Okay. Now we can put it all together. We know that it works, and we will screw the base of the lights to the electrical box. The electrical box is, I believe it's a 4-inch by 4-inch. Just a regular one that you would have in your house. If you're putting in a light fixture in the ceiling, that's probably what you would use that for mostly. And then I think I had to find some extra long screws to go through this too, or maybe I even had to buy some, I'm not sure. But so far the cost of this, the board was free, the lights were free, the cord was pretty much free. It was just lying around the house anyways. The Morettes, I think I had them. I had them lying around. Probably wouldn't cost too much for that. And I believe it was $3 for the 4x4 electrical box. So total cost maybe about $3.50 for the whole thing. And a little bit of dignity of... the cost of a little bit of dignity of crawling through a garbage bin. See, I had my toque on there. Hello. That's what I look like. Hi. And so, yeah, it was just a little bit chilly, but it was nice and sunny that day. And we are screwing it all in there. What an exciting... If you're still watching this by now, you are an extremely dedicated superpilotish subscriber or watcher, because I don't know, it's kind of like watching paint dry. But you know, they say with YouTube channels is that you should they just, you know, I've been watching lots and lots of them about how to get the most views, how to monetize your channel, all this other stuff. And the bottom line seems to be just put out tons and tons and tons of content and something's going to catch. So I don't know if I could maybe I'll put some interesting clickbait, you know, build the cheapest DIY ultimate lighting for podcast, something, OMG. Yeah. Here I was having a little bit of difficulty getting the screw to go into the threads. And I probably could have just like tilted it up so I wouldn't have to bend over like that. But I think I was trying to keep everything in the frame of the shot. So there we go, talking like a real photographer. And then you can see, I guess, in the background there, you can see my car. So it is a red car. I drive a red car because red cars go faster. All right, that's a good solid jiggle, I guess. Yeah, and then it's the angle of the lights is... It's really not to be adjusted a lot. You'd have to, you need a wrench to tighten it up, and it's just meant to be fixed in one position. So I have it. I believe I have it fixed in one position right now. I'm kind of looking at it, and where I'm recording the audio here. I'm just taking a glance over at the lights. And okay, here we go. Nothing blew up, no sparks. We're all in good shape. Jiggle, jiggle. Good connections. We should be all right here. And then, so what I do is, there we go. So that's about $3.50 worth of lights there. And, all right. I forget what I'm saying. Probably saying something like goodbye now. But yeah, the audio was absolutely garbage on this. You couldn't hear anything. My cell phone which I barely use ever. It's kind of notorious for having a terrible microphone. So I'm recording I recorded some, or I downloaded some software here, and I'm using my actual live stream, my good microphone, to record this. We'll see how it goes. And there we go. We're all done. All right, and then that's that. And maybe I think what I'll do now is I'll see if I can splice in a little bit of video, and the video will show how my lights are set up to be diffused through some rags and bounced off of the freezer on the other side of the room and held together with a little tub of drywall and a wrench and a pair of locking pliers or vice grips, if you want to be picky about the names of vice grips. They are locking pliers. And that's about it. Okay, thanks for watching. And you're a real trooper if you made it this far. So thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.